Hello students. This is Dr. Shayanti Talwar, and I welcome you to yet another session. In this session, I will be dealing with the essay, The Pleasures of Ignorance by Robert Lind. And it's a very interesting essay, and it kind of espouses a belief or an idea which I think young people in particular will resonate with. So, before we go to the essay, let's talk about the poet. So, Robert Lind was he has been one of the greatest Irish essayists. He started off his career as a journalist, but then he went on to become a full fledged writer. He edited poems. And he had very strong political beliefs. So he was a strong Irish nationalist. His essays are the defining feature of his essays would be their simple themes, the natural grace, which is kind of organic to the essay, and the beauty of the verse when it came to poetry. Right, so that is Robert Lind for you. Now, let us go back to the title of the essay and wonder what this essay could be about. So, what do you think it could be about? The pleasures of ignorance. So, it's definitely got to do with something very happy and something very positive. But how can ignorance be a source of pleasure? Because what is the meaning of ignorance? Ignorance means a state of not knowing, right? Because since childhood, we have all been fed on a narrative where we are told by our family, our elders, our friends, our teachers at school that knowledge is everything, right? Information is everything. We go to school, we go to college, we read books, we seek exposure for ourselves, everything to get knowledge. And here we have an essayist who is turning this idea on its head and saying, no, ignorance, that is the state of not knowing or the absence of knowledge, can also be a very interesting state to be in. And throughout his essay, he gives us examples as to why he thinks ignorance can be so pleasurable, ignorance can be so um joyous. It can lead to a very joyous state, and why we should embrace ignorance rather than be ashamed by it, or rather than be disturbed or perturbed by the fact that, oh, I don't know anything or I don't know enough, right? So let's now go to the essay. Now I have over here only certain points which I thought defined the essence of the essay. So on each slide I have certain key points, but what I will do is, since this is not a story and it's an essay, I will take the liberty to at times read out from the text, read bits and pieces from the text to you, so that you get an idea as to what the poet is trying to say and how he is building his argument. So, like I said right at the outset, he he makes a claim that ignorance is not bad. So we have a very uh, it's a very unconventional kind of take on knowledge, where he starts by saying that ignorance is not a bad state at all. And why is ignorance not a bad state to be in? Because if you don't know something, then you develop a curiosity and you want to know more things, right? If you are in a state where you think, oh, I have read so much, I have traveled so much, I have seen the world, I have experienced whatever there was to experience, so where is the room for curiosity? Because whatever comes your way, you're going to say, oh, but I've already done this, I've already been there, done that kind of thing. So he says ignorance is where you can have a childlike curiosity where you can actually be very uninhibited, and you can just go around questioning, and you can go seeking things. So ignorance is that state which allows space for questions, and it puts us on a continuous journey of discovery. That's the best part of ignorance, that we are constantly in the process of discovering and unearthing some new uh, some new fact, some new truth, some new reality, some new phenomenon. So it is an extremely enriching state to be in. That's what he's trying to tell us. And how does he build this argument? And how does he build this hypothesis? He gives us plenty of examples from nature. So he gives us names of trees, names of birds, and he says, if there's so much pleasure in not knowing what this bird is going to do. And then when you see the bird and when you spend time looking at the bird, and then when the bird does something which you had not expected it to do, the level of happiness, the intensity of joy that it gives you, it is phenomenal. Because if everything has a pattern and everything is predictable, and you already have knowledge beforehand of everything, then what's the charm in the world, because you already know everything. So that's the kind of argument he is building throughout the essay.